Hey guys, Dan Ahmed back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the market, a little bit of news from today and yesterday. We do have a ETF for Solana on Fidelity that is launched yesterday, so that's pretty cool. This one does have staking rewards of about, I don't know, 7%, whatever the staking reward is, and about a 0.25% fee. So this one went live yesterday. This would be a good one to accumulate for sure in the bear market and just to kind of hold some cash in my opinion. So Solana being one of the top 10 cryptos out there, that'd be a good one to hold. So that's some important news. But we have some other news just want to go through real quick for today and yesterday. So continued its turbulent streak over the past 2 days, dipping below 90K. We have down 30% from the high of 126,000. We've had lots of leverage liquidations, lots of them. So we have the federal rate cuts. Let's check on rate cuts. Let's check on the rate cuts. Let's go rate cut probability. Let's see how we're doing there. That'll be interesting to see. It was all the way up from like 90% down to like 50. Yeah, okay. It's hanging out about a 50-50 right now for December 10th, which is in a couple of weeks here. So we're, getting near the end of November here. It'll be interesting to see how that changes. We've had a lot of extreme fear. So if we go into the fear and greed, let's see if we are lower again today after a little bit of a pullback. Oh, that's a different one. This one here. Okay, we're a little bit higher today. So looking a little bit better in terms of fear. But yeah, despite the gloom, some analysts view this as a reset. Major altcoins followed suit. ETH down, Solana down. XRP held 2.23 amid the ETF hype. Bitcoin sharp decline sparks panic. We have a monthly low of 69,000 or 89,420. I said 69,420, which would be much worse, triggering the death cross on the chart. I've talked about the death cross a couple times now, and that one I think will resolve to the upside. And I don't know that we're going to go to an all new high, but that would be it's definitely still on the cards even by the end of the year. El Salvador doubles down, scooped up almost 1,100 Bitcoin for 100 million during the dip, adding to the national reserves. That's pretty cool. Kraken raised a bunch of capital, 800 million in funding, valued it at 20 billion, including 200 million from Citadel. Regulatory shift. So the SEC removed crypto from its 2026 enforcement priority. I saw a lot of people saying this is bearish, but I think this is actually bullish. It's basically saying that, they're going to lighter oversight on the pro-crypto Trump administration. Meanwhile, the White House is reviewing an IRS proposal to track and tax foreign crypto holdings. This was, I think when we saw this come out, that was another little sell-off when we saw that. Japan plans to slash crypto gains tax from 55 to 20%. That's pretty cool. Ethereum ecosystem buzz unveiled Kohaku, a privacy-focused framework for Ethereum. Interesting. I haven't seen much about that. So failures of centralized exchanges like FTX. The Ethereum Foundation also launched the Ethereum Interlop layer for better cross-chain functionality. Okay. Exchange and listing. I don't care too much about that. Other notable strategy, but yeah, $835 million on Monday. Was this Monday, Tuesday? Monday. Aave launched a retail savings app, and Amina Bank received a Hong Kong crypto license. So, and then from today, we clawed back up above 90K, trading around 91,400, and you can see we have pulled back a little bit. Oh no, we're still at 91,400. Okay, so we came back up actually to about 93,600. So 93,600. So that's looking a little bit better there. So XRP momentum. I didn't even look at the XRP chart. Let's look at XRP chart. I don't really look too much at this chart. I bought a bunch really cheap and sold a bunch pretty decently high. So I've been happy with my XRP performance. I bought a bunch at 50 cents, sold a bunch at like 330. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, it looks like a lot of these are trying to bottom. You can see here on the market FRB indicator, affiliate link below. You can see that it looks like it's trying to bottom here and put in another green dot. So RSI higher. Even though, did we see a lower low? No, we didn't see a lower low. So it's normal that the RSI is higher. So, okay. Well, yeah, that one's looking okay. Altcoins, Dogecoin bounced off Fibonacci support at 0.157, hitting at a bottom. Solana was dubbed the best choice after Bitcoin and ETH. Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. I think next cycle, we'll be sticking to the top 10 alts instead of some of the smaller alts. They have just been bleeding quite badly. So best choice after Bitcoin and ETH for sure. And now with the new Fidelity, I like Fidelity. That's who I use as my broker. And I like their, their assets. I have a lot of FBTC and ETH, and I will be adding SOL coming up here, especially because of the returns. So that might end up being a little bit larger of my portfolio once we kind of get into the bear market, which I still is expecting to come next year. I still think the 4-year cycle is here. So I still think if we're not already topped, I still think we get one more run to the top. So U.S. Senate crypto market structure bill is advancing, but faces questions on stablecoin and custody. Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin gains traction as the firm eyes traditional finance expansion. Interesting. With new products like USDAI backed by Coinbase Ventures. Okay, haven't heard of that one. And Nest Exchange TGE went live. Broader trends. Public companies are shifting billions into Bitcoin treasuries. Bitcoin miners pivot to AI. Yeah, a couple of them are doing that. And my favorite person ever, Senator Elizabeth Warren, ramps up scrutiny on Trump's ties. She's just so annoying. I follow her on X just because I like kind of making fun of her kind of ridiculous posts all the time about anti-crypto stuff. So overall, the market crypto winter vibes persist amid macro headwinds like the Trump's tariff plans and AI bubble fears. So yeah, that's what we got going on for the news. There's not a huge amount that's changed since yesterday. It's kind of interesting because Bitcoin dominance continues to come down. Yesterday was a huge sell-off for Bitcoin dominance. That's a pretty big red bar. And it looks like we're going to at least continue down through the end of this month here. USDT dominance looking like it's going to try to top here because we have a big red dot on the market cipher B indicator. So yeah, I think we're going to see a rollover here and a come down of USDT dominance, which is good for cryptocurrencies. Again, I was talking about it last time, but we have like this green area where it's a good time to usually buy cryptocurrencies, and this red, in this red area down here where it's a good time to kind of, get rid of some of your cryptocurrencies. USDT plus USDC also. It's been interesting because USD C has been going up in value against USDT, which I haven't seen happen in a while. It's always been a little bit cheaper because I always transfer to that to take money out of Coinbase. But yeah, that's what we got going on there. So others market kind of holding. It's like right pushed up against the bull market support band, looking like it wants to break out. It says the Camel Finance indicator is telling me that there's going to be a low in this area, but it actually has already picked a high probability low right there, which is kind of interesting. So it's seeing some strength here in the others market. Definitely interesting. I mean, it's been so sold off that it kind of makes sense that that's going on. But anyways, I have been still holding my leverage positions on Bitunix. I opened up a SOL and an H-bar trade. It looks like H-bar is coming right back to break even right about now, but my Solana trade is still holding up. I'm seeing definitely some strength in Solana. So this is on the daily chart. You can see that big green candle on Solana. That's, part because of ETFs, but just because Solana has been a very strong coin. So it's pretty wild that it pulled back, honestly, from here to here. It's pretty wild, 50% pullback. So anyways, that's going to be it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Just a quick one this morning. That's kind of the news that we have going on, and the market is red today. We'll see how the market opens. Stock market. Let me just hit that real fast before I get out of here. We had a big pullback yesterday in the stock market. Last 2, 3, 4, 5 days, obviously, we've seen, this isn't even really that big of a pullback, only a 4%. But in terms of stocks, who have been hovering at all-time highs, that's pretty significant. So we'll see how it opens today, and we'll see if it goes back up today. Right now it's kind of holding right here, so a little bit of a gap up. Maybe we fill that gap. We'll see what happens, but a lot of the Bitcoin treasury stocks have been just getting wrecked, so I'm hoping that these are going to come back a little bit here. And that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you want to leverage trade, I have an affiliate link below for Bitunix, my favorite exchange. I also have one for Coinbase, but Bitunix is where I do most of my trading, and they have a lot lower fees than Coinbase and some of those, and you can sign up really quickly, no KYC. So that's it for the video. Have a great day. See you guys.